In the top stories, rain puts no damper on Independence Day celebrations. Poultry producers to protest any further importation of chicken wings. And Jason Holder says West Indies are ready to take on Australia. Welcome to the Independence Day edition of Nation News this Monday, November 30th, 2015. I'm Natasha Beckles. Early morning showers did not deter thousands of people who traveled to the historic Garrison Savannah to watch the annual Independence Day Parade. The armed and unarmed units marched past Governor General Sir Elliot Belgrave, who also inspected the troops. In his message, Prime Minister Frundell Stewart, who is attending the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Malta, said the island has made significant strides. Opposition leader Mia Mottley said the education of the people is one of the biggest achievements. Several communities also staged their own activities to mark the milestone. These included the popular St. Philip Carnival and Orange Hill Carnival. Barbados has at least 4 new independence babies. The first was Ramona Hall, who was born to Lorna Jennings around 7:45 a.m. at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Less than an hour later, Ronique Brathwaite gave birth to her bundle of joy, Christian Cutting, followed by a proud Shaquan Griffith, who gave birth to Shataj Aline. Over at Bayview Hospital, Hazel and Timothy Zervos welcomed their third child at 11:29 a.m. At least 4 more babies were expected to be born at the QEH by the end of the day. The Barbados Agricultural Society has defended its handling of the recent importation of chicken wings. CEO James Paul said the group did not want to create any problems that could undermine the industry, given its current high performance. However, he said egg and poultry producers would not allow such an action to reoccur.
The position of the industry is this, that we were not involved in this recent importation of chicken wings. We will hope it does not happen again, and we will not. And I will tell you that the lobby will be strongly against any importation, right, in terms of what happened recently, because the industry can supply the quantity of poultry meat that is required. I also make the point that I want to emphasize. The demand for chicken wings is a contrived demand based on what the old price that it was. They used to bring it in cheap as a means of providing protein, okay, to poor people. It is no longer for that purpose, okay? And really, in truth and in fact, the price of chicken wings have gone up, okay, in the market, because now consumers around the world are finding a delicacy. So the price has gone up. So it cannot be imported for the fact that it is cheap anymore. It is an expensive product. But what is even more important is that why would we bring a product that would undermine our local industry, that provides jobs, first of all, and that saves foreign exchange.
Minister of Agriculture and Water Resource Management Dr. David Estwick says government is in talks with regional and international lending agencies to extend the Water Mains Lane program. He made the announcement at the official opening of the new headquarters of the Barbados Water Authority.
I've been having discussions with the Latin American Development Bank to see if we can get additional funding to continue the Mains Lane programs, because it's a long-term process. I just spoke to CDB yesterday, and they're taking to their board another finalization for funding to deal with non-revenue water. And the IDB is looking to see how it can favorably introduce another continuation of the Water Mains Lane program. And so critically down the road, I am seeing significant reductions in the non-revenue water issues that plagues the Water Authority in regards to affecting its bottom line. And for the short term, really the outages that we've been having, there is going to be no solution apart from desalination.
The BWA moved into the Pine Commercial Complex back in July. The multi-story facility cost $65 million and has the capacity to accommodate over 600 workers. Discussions about bullying, self-harm and depression were on the agenda recently when students from various primary and secondary schools gathered for a convention hosted by I Am a Girl Barbados. Founder of the organization, Aliane Olivier, said Barbados is a very conservative society and many of the issues facing young people are not discussed. Among the concerns she identified was bullying by teachers.
A girl might not have a parent that would typically come to parent-teachers meetings, come and have that supportive arm. So a teacher, knowing that there's nobody there to defend that girl, might say, well, oh, you were 5 minutes late to class? Okay, no problem, go home. So it may not seem like bullying, but in reality, inadvertently it is, because you know that there's nobody that's going to come and defend and say, but excuse me, my child needs to be in school. They're being bullied that way.
Mourners packed the St. Lucie Parish Church on Friday for the funeral service of shooting victim Corey Graves. The 33-year-old was shot and killed on November 3rd near the North Stars Cricket Club. Those paying tribute described Mr. Graves as humble and loving, and some mourners could not hide their vexation at his death. However, Reverend Jerome Small urged them not to be angry, but to be reminded of the importance of life. In sports, on paper and given the West Indies' recent form, it looks like a colossal mismatch. But Captain Jason Holder is confident that the team will be competitive as they embark on a month-long tour of Australia.
We don't come with just some belief, we come with a lot of belief. If we don't believe, it's no point being here. We have to play aggressive cricket, we have to play smart cricket. Obviously Australia's the number 2 ranked side in the world, and they will come at us pretty hard as we saw in the Caribbean. It's just important, as I said before, that we just be confident, back our abilities, play some smart cricket.
In other cricket news, the West Indies Cricket Board has thrown its support behind spinner Sunil Narine, who has been banned from playing at the international level. WICB Director of Cricket Richard Pybus says they will work with the Trinidadian to correct his bowling. Narine is ranked number 1 in one-day internationals and T20s. A triumphant Barbados women's hockey team returned home over the weekend after capturing gold in Brazil. At the Rio Olympic Games test event, Barbados blanked Peru 3-0 in the final. Before they left Brazil, Cher King said winning at this time was important.
Okay, well, it's a bigger deal because we won gold and we're celebrating 49 years of independence. So our objective was to bring gold back home to Barbados, so we achieved that. So we're just looking forward to landing back home and all the support that will be at the airport waiting for us.
Yes, we'd like to thank Barbados for all the support that they've shown on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything. Happy birthday, Barbados.
Finally, emergency workers in Pennsylvania got a surprise when they wheeled a patient out of a home to their ambulance, only to find it wasn't there. Police say 21-year-old Leonard Smith took the vehicle for a joyride before ditching it. A camera in the vehicle captured his actions and a tracking device led them to it. The patient, who was having breathing problems, got to the hospital without much delay after another ambulance was called. And that's Nation News for Monday. For more news, log on to nationnews.com as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Remember to pick up your Daily Nation on Tuesday or subscribe to our e-paper. Thank you so much for joining us and continue to enjoy your Independence Day.